Woo! What's happening, people? It's another episode of the Giants, guys. Better late than never. Guess what? Yes. What are you people doing? There's an accident on Route 22. There's an accident on the New Jersey Turnpike. There's an accident on the Parkway. This is going to hit Zane's car.
This is an accident waiting.
Yeah, man, this is an accident waiting to happen. You might want to, the bungee cords there, and maybe tie that down. All right, so we're live. We're in MetLife parking lot. We've got beer pong tables to give away. We got posters of Blake Martinez to give away. Chris is like flexing his biceps. There's people behind us. Wave back there. See? Everybody wave. They're back there playing some kind of football 21. We're drinking beers. We're here in the parking lot. So it's kind of a little bit of a test. I hope you guys are out there having fun. Chris is doing some. Chris, you might want to go that way.
Where are the bungees?
In the cooler. We got bungees in the cooler. And we are officially live at FanFest 2022. I'm even hoping I'm going to open the chat because I want to hope you guys can hear me and see me. We got good. We have good Wi-Fi, which is super cool. Let's see. I hear watching. All right, who's watching? And that's Mark. Of course, Mark, because you're like our number one fan, and we love that, man. So you love your Giants content. We try to give it to you. All right, folks. FanFest. Giants are coming up this afternoon with a scrimmage, a black and white. Excuse me. I guess it would be blue and white schedule coming up. And we got to and once Chris is done doing some work here, we're going to dive into what happened with Shane Lemieux this week. Really cool topic where Feliciano needs someone to step in. Lemieux, who's never played center before, steps in and winds up taking snaps. And he actually looks fantastic doing it. So we're definitely going to dive into Feliciano and what he's doing. We're definitely going to be giving away beer pong tables. I've got beer pong tables. I've got posters to give away. I got good Wi-Fi. Look, there's Chris.
Hey, everybody.
So we're a little bit live. We got some dudes rolling up, looking like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what? How can I get a free beer? And how can I play some beer pong?"
They look like beer pong players.
They do. They do. Go right back there. Jump into a game if you want. What's up, gentlemen? We're gonna talk Shane Lemieux. We're gonna talk what. By the way, for all you Jones haters, whoa, my man looked pretty damn good this week. So it's just preseason and it's just camp. Chris, talk to me.
Yeah.
Shane Lemieux. Shane Lemieux gets an opportunity to play center this week. What was your opinion of it? Because I was pretty impressed that he stepped in and evidently he did more than hold his own.
Absolutely. And you're hearing from Bobby Johnson and the coaching staff that he's actually having a really good camp, not only in the running game, but his pass blocking seems to improve. But what I like what they're doing is they tried Jamil Douglas last week at center.
Cheering the crowd.
I got to keep this guy under control. It's not even 5
Just
yet.
cheering the crowd. Just cheering the crowd.
What I like is they tried Jamil Douglas early on, and you know what? He's not going to be the guy to come in at center for Feliciano. But Lemieux getting cross-trained now at the center position, and also he plays guard, obviously. So I think, hey, the more flexibility on that line with Azudu, with Lemieux, and they brought in a new guy who could play a little bit of both. Holden, who came over from Detroit, who played with Detroit, he could play a little tackle guard as well. So you can see that they want guys that can play every spot on that line.
What's the story with Feliciano? What is soft tissue injury? Is he sore? What's the update on Feliciano?
I think with Feliciano right now, you really don't have a clear answer, although he's supposed to be back soon.
Guys, make sure you come back. We'll hang out in a bit. Guys,
But,
they're already done with beer pong.
It's kind of like in the gray area, right? I mean, we really haven't gotten any definitive answers. So just a wait and see approach, I think, the next few days.
Yeah, and the nice thing is who knew that Lemieux can actually snap and hold his own, more than hold his own. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people in the chat here. So let me say hi to Granzier. What's up, baby? Oh, he's pounding the chat. What's he got here? Let's see. I got a little bit of a sun glare. How do I say it? Granzier. That's a mouthful. We're gonna have to work on a nickname for you or something. But yeah, but thanks for tuning in. We are, look, Shane Lemieux. What's that say? Shane Lemieux, the Frenchie. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I'm all for Lemieux getting an opportunity to play. He's come back from injury. He is a veteran. I saw him next to Brian Baldinger today, and I was surprised that Lemieux doesn't look like an overly big dude. You know what I mean? When I think of guys like David Deal or huge or Kareem McKenzie, he's stout. Yeah, he's stout, which is, better for a guard position, but also great for center. So there might be really a unique opportunity for him to actually push Feliciano, right? Mm-hmm. Who we thought, as we all know, we were penciling him in as the starter. And here comes along Shane Lemieux, who, I don't know, good 30% of you guys were like, guy can't pass block. So it might just turn out that he just needed actual time on the field. We know that he got hurt, he was down. So I don't know. I'm really happy with that the fact that he's now a multi-position player.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to get some looks at center. And a week from week from yesterday, hey, we're going to see what that line looks like that first preseason game. I'd like them to get out there at least with a somewhat of the semblance of the starting line. Get me the 5 guys that they project for week 1. Out there together, at least for a couple series.
All right, let me check on my beer pong people back here. Who's winning? What's the score? I'm winning 7-0. Okay, who is you? Mike. Mike is winning 7-0, and he's playing who? Mike. He's playing the other Mike. Mike versus Mike. Oh, it's Mike versus Mike in the back on Football 21. We're gonna give that table away somewhat either before or after the game, during the game. We're gonna give that away. There's beer pong tables here that we're giving away. I know people are just kind of rolling in now, but I got all this crap I want to give away because I love you folks. That's why. I love you folks.
Plus, Craig's wife wants it all out of the garage.
That's
by
Tuesday. That's probably. There's a lot of truth to that statement. So, all right, let's move on to something that I would love to ask your opinion on. Whether you're a Jones hater or not, there's been nothing but great reviews at a camp. What's that? Nikki and Zain, quote unquote, the belt guy, are walking through the parking lot right now, interviewing and asking questions to a bunch of you guys. Someone's going to get VIP tickets. The Giants guys, we love you, baby. Just because you haven't come to us since we're last on the totem pole, we know. How are you, man? Good to see you. We got to get you on the show, dude. All right. Jump in. Come on. Right now. We're live right now. Let's go.
Sit in with Craig.
Sit right in here.
I'll go home for a minute.
All right, jump in. All right, guys. We know that we're live. Of course, you know this guy. What guy gets to get all the way to Vegas, first of all? His parents must be unbelievable people, okay, which are back here. And then not only are you in Vegas and you get to announce the pick, next thing you know, you're hanging out with everybody. What's that experience like?
Amazing.
No, that's not enough.
It was out of this world.
Okay. Who's your favorite player? What guy has been like, let's get a burger on a Friday night? Like, who's the guy that treats you the best? They're all good.
They're all great. I can't single one out.
All right. So look, you're listening to the Giants, guys. We're live every single Tuesday. You can find us on Amazon Music, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter. And of course, you know me from Craig from NY Giants Rush, but this guy has been so busy. And I got to ask you, like, how are you juggling everything? I know it's summer vacation, but how are you juggling everything? One, it's got to be the dream come true. But how are you juggling all this stuff? It's like mom and dad, like, keeping a calendar on the wall saying, like, we got an appearance here. We got an appearance here. How's that working out? Because there's no way you're keeping your own calendar. You're a young dude.
My parents helped me with it a lot.
Listen, as a father, cheers to mom and dad for keeping all your calendars out there, because this man's full. Okay, so they're taking charge of your calendar. You're rolling out and seeing all these people. What's on the agenda next?
We got FanFest tonight.
We're here.
We're here.
Yep.
We have Sunday. We'll be at training camp.
Training camp.
And then we got preseason.
No. Who are you? Okay, so you're hanging out with these guys. You're in Vegas. You're meeting everybody. You're hanging out with Tibbs. You're coming to camp. You're basically now part of the team. Yes, you can see the jealousy on my face. What do you think about the team this year? Are you excited about the team? Because we've had some bad football.
We've had some bad football, to say the least. These past 5 years have been not too good. But I'm juiced up for this season.
Love it. Okay. Now, here's the question. You ready? Got to buckle in for this one.
All right.
I don't normally like to do this, but I see, like, you walk across the parking lot, flagging you down to come hang out with us. And when we do the Giants Guys show, we have a lot of fun. We're known for our interviews. We usually interview a player usually every other week, right? Like next week, we're interviewing David Wilson, all right? I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you had to give us any type of inkling on wins and losses, how are you feeling? Like is there a shot that you win 8 games this year? Because you've seen a lot of really cool stuff with these guys. Because look, we only see it from out here. You're watching them practice it like pretty much a couple times a week, right? What do you feel? It's got to be better than last year.
Well, practically anything's better than last year. Look,
So true.
the super fan in me is going to say a 20-0 undefeated season, but let me be a little realistic here.
Yeah. I like that.
6 to 8 wins. In that
See,
range.
this is why I've liked this guy. This is why I've been trying to track him down for months, because he's realistic. Hey, if we had 6 wins, it would be like, ooh, okay, we're on the way. 8 wins, you might have a shot at a wild card. But we need Jones and Barkley to play well. We need this new offensive line to play well. Okay. What grade are you in?
I'm going to be a freshman in college this year.
So I thought. I couldn't remember if you had graduated. So what's it like? Where are you going to school?
I'm going to Rowan in the fall.
Okay. I'm a South Jersey guy. I live by Rowan, so we're going to be hanging out. And I will say that it's a great school. It's basically, Glassboro was Glassboro, which became Rowan. I mean, they've done such a nice job with the school. You're going to love it. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to Eagle Country.
Don't get me started.
I'm just saying, I'm just letting you guys know, okay? I have lived half my adult life in South Jersey. I'm in Lower Burlington County. My in-laws live in Salem County. My daughter's boyfriend's going to play ice hockey there. How are you going to handle all those Eagles fans?
I'm gonna show them that the Giants are just a superior team in every single aspect. Doesn't matter if we win a week. Doesn't matter if we lose. I'm still gonna wear my blue and cheer my boys on.
All right, I'm gonna give you, not that I know any better than you, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. Mom and dad out here, I'm assuming you guys are Giants fans, right? This is the best thing that advice I could give your child growing up in South Jersey. Now, I used to work for CBS Radio. I worked with the Eagles for 15 years with their broadcast. So I know what it's like to be around Eagles fans. They're rough. I'll even go as far to say I don't really hate the Eagles. I don't enjoy their fans. Okay? But I've gotten friendly with a lot of the players over the years. This is the best advice I could give you. When someone says, oh, you're a Giants fan, the first thing you say is, you can't pick your parents. And right away, they stops them right in their track, and they're like, yeah, like that's true. You can't pick your parents. You grew up. It's not your fault you grew up a Giants fan. You probably got good parents. That usually slows it down because right away they want to talk about the recent Super Bowl versus your Super Bowls. This is what I say. I said, you won 1 Super Bowl. We let you in the club. Act like you belong. Okay, that's the first thing I tell them. The second thing is I'm like, you can't pick your parents. You got great parents that understand good football. If you go that route, everyone will go, I respect you for that. and you will do fine at Rowan, and you will graduate with a 3.9 GPA in whatever you're studying, and you will go on a 4.5 GPA. That's right. They made him from 4.0 to 5.0 now. He's going to graduate with a 5.0, and he's going to do double majors, and you're going to do some great things in life.
Thank you.
But you're going to bring the Giants with you to South Jersey. So if you ever need anything in South Jersey, just look up the Giants guys, and my Giants Rush Crew will be there for you in a heartbeat. All right, my man.
Thank you.
Listen, have a great time, guys. We got him first today. He's gonna go see LPG, and he's gonna go see Bobby Skinner. But he's hanging out with the NY Giants Rush Crew. That's because I just yelled at him, and he's got nice parents. So thanks for hanging out, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. We'd like to get you back.
All right. Yeah. I'm glad to come back.
Yeah, we're live every Tuesday on YouTube and Twitter. And the website, of course, is nygiantsrush.com. We interview a player every week. If you want to sit in on one of the interviews, we'd love to have you.
Sure. Just DM me.
I will. Look at that. Just DM him. He's so cool. I got to DM him. It's awesome. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Thank you.
How cool. Look, how cool is that? Yeah. We'll get here. I'll send you these. Just DM me your address. I'll send you some posters because you got to rule up the dorm room. Yeah.
You know, my parents pick my FANFEST.
Exactly.
I love my FANFEST.
Exactly. So we'll send you some stuff for the dorm room. Pretty cool, right? Prince stopping by, hanging out with us, wearing the one jersey. Now they're gonna go play some pong or some games. Look. So
I know you mentioned Philadelphia, but you're at Giants Stadium now.
Only mentioned Philadelphia because I live down there. That's all. Yep, we've had season tickets in our family since 1968. Yankee Stadium, Yale Bowl. It's awesome. Now, I haven't missed 7 games since 1984, so I do miss a game for a wedding or a funeral. That does happen. But we got Prince in the house. They're going to be back there playing some crazy games. I got posters and beer pong tables to give away. I got posters. I definitely have to send some to Prince because now he has a dorm room, that's empty. Half the dorm room's going to be all Eagles, so we need to make sure he's got half Giant stuff. His roommate, you know his name, right?
Yeah.
Let's give him a shout out. Who's your name?
Jordan.
So Jordan is going to room with Prince. It's going to have an all Giant dorm room. So that's pretty cool too, because that is basically Eagle country down there in Glassboro. And Grandpop is a 50-year veteran fan. He probably gets his own gold seat in the stadium. I remember. And listen, we got the best fan base in the world, right? 4 Super Bowls. Grab what you want. Have a good time. So look, you're listening to another episode of the Giants guys. I hope you guys. I got like 90 people in the room, and I have not said hello to any of you people. Mr. C, hello. Look, such a glare. I can't see anything. Hey, Mark, Mr. C, Grand Zier, what are you guys doing? Tom, Jordan, not Jordan from going to Rowan, though. Joe Clark, what's happening? Sarah, why aren't you here? Thanks for not wearing a hat. No, I can't wear a hat today. You told me that my hair was nice, so I didn't wear a hat today. And I got such a glare in there. Yo, Little Rush, what's up? Little Rush would be my son. He's actually he's boosting the show right now, so he's live. What's up, Little Rush? Nikki and Zain are walking through the parking lot. I'm giving away 2 VIP passes today. The VIP passes will let you into the VIP club. You will get a chance to meet Bob Papa. And see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be in touch. Yes. Chris, how cool was that?
That was very cool.
All right,
Timing's everything, Craig.
Timing in life is everything. So the Giants guys is brought to you by Astroflave, okay, which is a new age supplement company. But I got something cool. So I'm going to let Chris tell you about how good a week Jones did. And I'm going to go right next door to my Jeep, and I'm going to get something that I want to show you guys, because it is the coolest thing on the planet. So don't go anywhere. But Chris, tell these folks how good a week Jones had.
Wow, put on the spot. So last week, all you heard from camp was that Jones was throwing picks to Darnay, Dory. Well, this week, maybe the playbook, him being able to settle down. And mind you, they're in pads, right? They're in pads this week. So it looks like, from all accounts, from the beat writers and everybody watching camp, that Jones is kind of settling in, and he's been on target. He's going through his progressions. I was at camp last Friday, and the one thing I noticed from Jones, and mind you, it was only helmets and shorts, but he held on to that ball really long. So was that a matter of the receivers not getting open, or was it really Jones just not recognizing the actual routes. Not sure, but this week totally different. Jones has been on target, getting rid of the ball, hitting guys where he needs to. And what I like, and we've all heard this, is that he's throwing to Galladay, and Galladay's going up and getting the ball. And that's the one thing we all screamed about last year, right? Especially in the red zone. Well, wait a minute. Giants were never in the red zone last year.
I was going to say, Giants in the red zone?
Well,
when did that ever happen?
God forbid they were on the 21-yard line of the opposing team. They didn't take shots to the end zone. So hopefully this is a good sign of things to come with Galladay and Jones. Jump balls, let him fight for it, let him work for it, because he's not gonna beat his guy. He's not the speedster down the sideline. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna outwork you and outjump you.
He's also not gonna be on the team next year. So
let's see. It's a bad contract, but let's see how this all plays out. All right. Giants are gonna have some money next year, so they can finagle the contract and maybe reduce some things.
Some housekeeping, right? We know the Giants guys are brought to you by Astroflave. It's a new age supplement company that we told you about. Check this badass shaker cup I got from these guys out. Seriously, it's got fill lines in the inside, and I mean, like, got the old pop top thing inside. Check this out, though. Check this out. It's got a graded ball inside that's connected to the lid, so it makes sure it mixes up your stuff. So do yourself a favor. If you're a gym rat, love the CrossFit, banging plates, you're doing cleans, you know what I mean? Maybe you're just running steps. Whatever you do, just check it out. It can't hurt you. Astroflave.com. No extra sugar. Best tasting supplement that I've ever had. I use it as a meal replacement because my old ass is broken and I can't work out like you folks do. Like Nails over here has got like 21-inch arms. He's all jacked up. So I can't do it anymore. Broken. However, just giving you a heads up. We love these guys. We think you guys should too. Jones. Look, it's just camp. It's just preseason, right? But the encouraging part is, right, and correct me if I'm wrong, is right away everybody wanted to jump on that he threw a pick or two like that. And all of a sudden now he's starting to kind of get in stride, right? The expectations for him is just to be as good as he was rookie year. And then, look, when we interviewed Ryan Dunleavy, he said, you either want him to suck or you want him to be great. Him to be great, Chris, would be really hard to do. You agree with
the contract and what you want to do next year?
No, just production wise. Isn't it really hard to be great?
I don't know what great means though. What constitutes great? 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 14 picks.
That would be great.
That would be great.
But, yes, but it's not likely.
I don't.
So
this offense. Hold up, Greg. With this offense, I don't know if with 17 games and the way these teams throw the ball around. I mean, you look at Kirk Cousins. Would you call Kirk Cousins great?
No.
Well, he puts up some decent numbers, so I think he could be in that Kirk Cousins.
Thanks, Mike and Mike. Come back so we can give you one of these later. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music.
So it's Craig just, rudely.
Oh, sorry.
Interrupts.
My bad. There's just people here, especially Mike and Mike. We're hanging out.
So to keep it
it's
going.
all there.
Are you done, Craig? You done? So Kirk Cousins, we don't think he's great, but he puts up some good numbers. Listen, I want to see
Would
Jones.
you take Jones or Cousins first?
Right now?
If I swap you right now, would you take?
Right now, I'd probably take Cousins, but it doesn't mean Jones can't get to that point. I know Giant fans out there want to see this. I want to see an Eli-esque type of performance, and what I mean is I want to see the Giants down by a couple points, 2 or 3 games. He comes down the field, they kick a field goal, or they win the game with a score. Let's have a signature win like he did in Tampa a few years ago. We need a couple of those to assure us Giants fans that he's our guy.
Okay, let's backtrack just for a second. We already know he has the ability to take the team down the field. We know he's a good deep ball passer, right? They're giving him some underneath weapons with Robinson and a healthy Barkley. We don't know about Shepard. They say in Halloween kind of esque time. And we know Galladay has this roller coaster type of performance. The question I have for you is, yes, we know he can do it, but he hasn't outside that rookie year when he was starting to catch a little bit of fire. Robinson, there's a lot of people in the organization that are bullish on Robinson because he's in really good shape and he's fast. And even though he's small, he makes plays happen. What do you do when you need to go to someone else, and it's not Galladay and it's not Robinson? Who's the 3? You're talking about Slayton.
And just to close out, I don't know if he even makes a team, but let's just go back to Jones real quick.
Yeah.
The 2 concerns I have with Jones, is his progressions. Can he go through his progressions and not lock onto that first receiver? And pocket awareness. One of the things you always hear from a lot of these guys that played the game, these quarterbacks, is either you got pocket awareness or you don't. And the one thing I'm concerned about with Jones that I don't know if he could change is him feeling the pressure. All right. So all right. Now we put Jones to sleep.
Who does Jones count on?
So now Kafka comes over from KC.
Yep.
He didn't have the biggest receivers, right? He had a Hardman. He had a Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he had a big
Kelsey.
Kelsey. So I wanted these underneath routes, these crossing routes.
Which he hasn't been great at.
Well, we haven't seen them actually be creative, right? It
Yeah.
seems like a lot of underneath hooks, a lot of, I don't even say stop and goes, but it's just been a lot of blah underneath stuff. I want to see creativeness like we're talking about in camp.
And predictable, by the way. And predictable.
Predictable's been a big issue.
It's been very, 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 very predictable for the Giants. So bringing Kafka over is going to bring a lot of flair.
Yeah.
You are 100% right. I'm always concerned is, again, like, you can only play with what you have on the field. I get it. Like, okay. But, like, I have, through the years, you've always had, you've had Manningham, right? Or you've had, way back, if you want to go way back, Cruz when he was younger was not a 1 or a 2. He was a 3, right? And you've had Manningham. They tried to make Ruben Randall the 3, right? To have a successful offense, you need a 3, right?
And going back to your receiver, Tony Galladay, and Robinson or Givens, right? Shep's going to come back in October. One guy that's showing a lot of good stuff in camp has been Richie James.
Yes.
And I know he's a little shorter, but let me ask you, Craig, all right, Galladay, Tony, Robinson, we know those guys are going to be getting a lot of playing time. Who is the next guy in line, in your opinion? Until Shep comes back.
Yeah, and it is a great segue to James because he's lightning fast. He's shown everything of having really good hands. No hiccup on the playbook so far.
He'll earn a spot as a punt returner.
He'll earn his spot as a special teams guy. I mean, that third, again, I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, and I apologize for doing it. I'm combining Galladay and Tony because of their injury history, that they play a total of 16 games, 8 apiece.
Good point.
That's horrible to do because you don't want to think that way.
Mhm.
So I'm almost counting them as 1 and 1A.
It's a pattern. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I'm counting them as 1 and 1A. So I'm looking at, having, who's going to be, Robinson being the 2 because they're 1 and 1A,
Mhm.
and we don't know if you can count on them because they have not shown to be able to be counted on.
Mhm.
So Robinson almost becomes that 2, 3-2.
Mhm.
Who fills in the next void? It could be a James versus Slayton thing. And I know Slayton dropped. He dropped in the draft. But it wasn't like he didn't catch the ball his first year here.
Right, but in Auburn, he had such a history of drop balls. We remember when he got drafted, it seemed to be a trend. And you're right, his first year, he did well. A training camp, he cleaned it up because as soon as he got to training camp, his rookie year, everybody was talking about the balls he was dropping, but then he cleaned it up and everything worked out. My thing is, do you trust Slayton on that 3rd and 6, like Ingram, with that ball in the breadbasket, and then he drops it? That's the thing that concerns me. It's the easy ball that Ingram killed us with. Is he going to become the next Ingram where the fans latch onto and want to get the pitchforks out and get him out of town?
So, okay, let's analyze what you just said. Because we have to go all the way back, because we have Kafka, right? When you're in Kansas City and you have a 3rd and 6, who do they throw to?
Kelsey.
So when the Giants are at 3rd and 6, they're not going to throw to Slayton because he's a vertical deep throw, right? Where your tight end's underneath.
Unless Jones locks onto him.
Yeah, that's your without a doubt.
No progression.
But we know that Kafka is going to say, whoa.
Yeah.
We're not going to depend on our offense going forward because of Slayton running a short route. What we are going to depend on is that Bellinger and Austin Allen being that 1 and that 2 that can work that grind. Okay, so I don't think you'll ever have a 3rd and 6 where we have to depend on Slayton. Now,
Craig, you said Austin Allen, so you don't think practice squad? You think he makes the team as the 53?
He's going to be T2.
Wow, you heard it. All right, Craig,
Austin Allen.
You heard it, and I know
T2.
he's a big target. And he's a monster.
Austin.
Oh.
All right. Here's the story on Austin Allen. I loved Austin Allen from camp, right? Saying, I want to say it might have been Monty. Monty, if you're out there, it might be you and I know you're wearing your brand new. So if you guys don't know, Monty's running around here somewhere He last year came up with this crazy West Virginia Sills shirt. And I asked him, what are you going to do? And he's like, I got a brand new one. So if you see a guy running around with a David Sills, the 5th jersey on, just yell, Monty! Because, yes, he posted the shirt. That's Monty. I'm not sure if Monty, posted it, but there was, I'm trying to think what it was. He had a really good point, and now I'm drawing a blank on the receivers. Drawing a blank.
By the West Virginia, he was like the main guy, the big target.
No, it was. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I lost my train of thought on it. Like, listen, it should. Kafka should make the difference, right? Kafka should make the difference. I hope some of these guys can play special teams, right? I don't want to have to depend on Slayton. I don't think that's going to be necessary that would depend on Slayton, right? But if James has a really good chance of taking a spot.
Yeah. And Craig, just to go off your thought, we all get enamored with the 53 at the end of training camp.
That's what it was. Thank you, 53.
Harry Carson?
No. It's good trivia. Austin Allen.
Yeah.
Well, like I was hot on Austin Allen. I thought he would be a late round pick. What's interesting about Austin Allen is Austin Allen and Bellinger were back-to-back at the draft. So if you go back, that's what it was. The tape shows what I call Shane. I call him GM Joe. GM Joe is caught on tape watching the combine going, we really like this guy. The guy on the field, was Austin Allen, which kind of made me happy because the Giants were looking at a guy I liked. However, when you look in the screen behind GM Joe, which is off in the distance, you can see what's up, guys. You can see that Bellinger is on the screen behind him. So they were going in sequence. Austin Allen went first, Bellinger went second. We're not sure who they were talking about, right, whether they liked Austin Allen or Bellinger, but they have them both. And I think they're both going to be a viable target because for a 6'8" guy, Austin Allen's pretty damn smooth.
I'm sure he can block better than Seals.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's going on?
How are you?
What's going on, man?
Chris.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Thanks for stopping by.
Look, that game has your name on it. You might want to give it a shot. It's called Football 21. And I think you should challenge your buddy over here because he's
my son.
He's good enough. You look so young. I thought you guys were friends.
Craig, let me show him real quick. You
Go
want
ahead,
to take
show
over?
him the
Give me
play.
2 minutes.
All right, so Austin Allen.
I love what you guys do, man.
Thanks, man. Austin Allen's going to be your tight end too. So look back there. If you show up at where we are, G14, I need you to go back here and play some touchdown 21 because I'm giving away beer pong tables. If you don't believe me, they're right here in front of the table. We're also selling. Look, bang! I brought I brought them for you. There they are. Look, the Ring of Honor shirts right there. You can see it. I think it's the Leonard Marshall shirts. I brought them with me. So Leonard Marshall goes into the Ring of Honor coming up. And we have those shirts. And the money is going to the Leonard Marshall Foundation, which is going towards making better campus security on college campuses. So we got a good cause behind it. Tight ends. We interviewed Daniel Bellinger. We've nicknamed him DGB because he's got a really cool family history with his grandfather. We love the Bellinger family. We love Daniel Bellinger. I think he's going to be a better pro than he was in college. They didn't throw the ball a ton in San Diego State, but he looks to be tight end 1, right? We were all freaked out that he went on PUP, and we got word early on that it was just a minor tweak and he was going to be ready to rock. So, but yeah, you can kill me for it, but I'm going to tell you that I'm really, I know Sarah likes Richie James. I see it. And you like Sills. I see it. Slayton needs sports therapy. Sarah, you're 100% right. He does need that. Look, I'm going to put this on the screen. Slayton needs sports therapy. He does need sports therapy, but our tight ends do not. We've got some really good tight ends that we're going to rock with. And I'm feeling that tight end 1 is definitely Bellinger's job to lose. And I really am confident that Austin Allen's going to be T3, potentially a tier 2. Hey, if you're out there and you're streaming us on YouTube or you're streaming us on the Giants Twitter channel, look for Zain, the belt guy. He's got the big belt. He's wearing it, the Giants belt, and he's cruising through the parking lot with Nikki asking some questions. We're going to be giving away 2 VIP passes to the VIP lounge inside the stadium. Woo, is it hot out here? And you get to meet Bob Papa. You'll get to meet Carl Banks. And David Tyree's in there. So you want to answer those questions the best as possible. And then we're going to cut it up and make it into a FanFest best video. We're going to go see the Talking Giants guys in a little while. We'll check out those guys. We got some friends over there. Let's see. What else do we have in the chat here? Got some Let's Go Giants from Little Rush. I got Sarah Joe wants to know what I think about the tackle spot. Yeah, I mean, listen, there is going to be a swing tackle issue right now. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. But guys are getting cut. Guys will get cut. The Giants are not going to sit pat. They're going to bring in someone. And look, Neil might even change his number if he hasn't already. We're going to see this afternoon. Evidently, Mara's going to make some announcements. So if you're going in the stadium, make sure you're clued into the announcements that Mr. Mara is going to be making to the crowd. So it should be fun. It's FanFest 2022, people. Welcome aboard. This is another episode of the Giants Guys, brought to you by Astroplay. All right. We're rocking that G14. We're live. There's a little bit of sun thing going on. We ripped it up about Jones. Chris is back. We ripped it up about Jones, the tight end. We talked about Lemieux and the line. I was just saying, like, we're definitely, like, people are freaking out in the chat here about
Tommy's on here, by the way. I don't know if you saw Tommy.
Wait,
Tommy G.
Where's Tommy G?
I told him.
Tommy G, I don't see you. Where are you?
He was.
Tommy G.
Probably left.
He might have. Mark says, wait, hang on. Let's put Mark up here.
Mark.
I tweeted what I thought was a hot take that either Akins or Seals Jones was not going to make the team, but neither might. Hey, Mark, I'm with you. I don't think either one of them makes it either. Akins has the outside shot at the T2, T3, but I'm sorry. It's Austin Allen's job.
Yeah.
It really is.
However, let me go back to the 53 after training camp.
Bring it.
What I think may happen, as the team we've seen in the past few years, that 53 never turns out to be that 53 come Monday. So what's going to happen is you're going to see 3 to 5 guys off that 53 probably released, and we're going to be doing waiver claims. If you've noticed, Dable and Shane love the waiver claims. They picked up the guy Holden who could play guard and tackles with the Lions. I think you're going to see a tight end. You're going to see a possible linebacker, and you're going to see everything, right? Corner, receiver, after training camp, going into that first week of the season. And also keep in mind, after week 1, veterans aren't guaranteed contracts. So a guy like Joe Hayden, I'm not even sure if Marcus Trufant is still out there, but you're going to see a veteran.
Thanks, man.
My guess is a veteran will be brought on after the first game because of the guaranteed contract. But I think you're going to see 3 to 5 guys off the waiver wire come in from other teams, especially at receiver and cornerback, just what Craig said.
I'll even go as far to say is tonight, there will probably, if anyone gets cut today, there'll be a move, a roster move. There'll be a roster move by Monday.
Craig, you just made me think of one of your guys, Micah McFadden.
Yeah, baby.
He's running with the threes.
I don't get
What
it.
is going on?
I don't get it.
I really penciled him in to take over for Crowder.
So, I struggle with the Crowder thing.
We both do, man.
I struggle with the Crowder
Plays
thing.
hard.
Nice guy. They say he's
Yes.
one of the best locker room guys. He's got the best sense of humor
He's
on the
not a
team.
middle linebacker.
He's just not a middle linebacker. He's not even an outside linebacker. He's a tweener.
If he makes a team, I would bring him in on third down because he's pretty decent in coverage.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about the McFadden thing. I'm not overly surprised because guess what? You didn't hear from him in OTAs. You didn't hear from him in anything.
Is that
He's
good or
literally
bad? You don't hear anything.
No.
You don't hear bad or
in
good.
the New York media. That's bad.
Yeah, yes.
That's bad. Oh, look at this. Just in time, we're going to bring in belt guy Zain and Nikki because they've been gone for so long. They probably went on like a mini vacation. Look, there it is. There's the belt. Come take a picture with the belt guy. Everyone just left playing beer pong. Now Nikki's here. She's going to sit here. Zane's going to sit here. Me and Chris are going to toss it to you guys. It's live. There's like 20 people in the room.
What are we talking about? What's happening?
Sit down. They can't. They don't even see half of you.
I'm letting Nikki sit right there.
Yep. And there's I'm letting them take over. There you go. The floor is yours.
What are we talking about? Where are we
Talking
at?
about Micah Mcfadden and why he has not made an impact.
That's a great.
Where
That's a
is
great
he
Running with
question.
the threes, Zane.
Come
running
on,
with the
Nikki, help.
He's running with the threes, I'm hearing.
That's not good at all. Actually, you know what? Wait, those guys want to shotgun the beer with you.
For you, Craig. They want a shotgun of beer.
guarantee, but I'll beat all three. But that's going.
We told you to come over here. Come on.
Hey, Chris, get a video of this. Maybe old and broken, but I can still shine a beer. There you go. I'll just start the video. Go ahead, record. So me and Nikki will jump in right here. So what are we talking about here? We were talking about Micah Mcfadden. Heard he's running with the threes, which is pretty disappointing. He was picked up to potentially be another inside linebacker, running with Blake because Tay Crowder is the other guy, and I'm not a big Tay Crowder guy. He should not be starting. He can't tackle, and he's an inside linebacker. Not a huge fan right there. And Mark said it. He's going to make the team. I don't know why, but I'd rather have Beavers at inside. I'd rather have McFadden, but him running with the threes is clearly not great. So let's go ahead and pull up any other questions, anything Nikki wants to bring up. Guys, big Kenny Galladay fan
No,
right
I
here.
am not. Don't
She
listen
loves
to
Kenny
him.
Galladay.
No, I am not. Don't listen to him.
Tell us about how much you love Kenny Galladay and why.
Okay. I don't know. I will say I was here training camp on Tuesday. He looked pretty good in his individual drills. He did not participate in team periods. So hopefully when I'm back this Tuesday, we'll be able to get to see him participate because, he's got to work on a separation issue. So, but he's got to step up.
But that's never been his game.
No, it hasn't.
He's not a separation guy.
No, he hasn't.
He's a throw it up to you. I, got vice grips for hands.
Yes.
And my job is just to go snag it.
Yeah.
And maybe in this offense where we're not afraid to make a mistake, and Daniel Jones could take shots, hopefully, we'll be able to see more of that. Sarah, you want to see the belt? I see it's right here. Feel free to take a look at this beauty right here.
How about this? Should I ask him a trivia question to give away the table? So I got a trivia question.
All right, what else we got besides playing? Feel free to jump into the chat. Give us a little topic, something you
what
want
do
to
guys
talk
think?
about.
I want to know what everybody thinks of Daniel Jones.
Chris is saying an absolutely contested catch guy. He's not a separation guy.
No, he's not.
Anyone who came in with that idea or basically ran with the whole Plexico Burris, he's big, they're the same speed, but Plexico Burris was a very savvy route runner for a big guy. He could separate. So it's absolutely greatness on all ends of that. We're all looking forward to Kenny. We saw a nice clip of him beating a Dory Jackson, getting physical. Not getting that much separation, but getting physical and being able to get a step ahead. He's got good speed. He's a 4.5 guy. He's not trash by any means. Need him to stay healthy, right? More importantly, stay healthy. What do you think?
Dory Jackson looks good. Looks real good, guys. So I'm excited for him. He is one of my top 5 reasons why I said that the Giants defense can finish in the top 10 this year.
Dory Jackson, extremely underrated season last year. Go look at how many times he was targeted, how many completions he actually gave up, and what he was actually doing. He held his side of the field down pretty well. Hopefully Aaron Robinson can be just okay. If he can be okay and be average, you got a better shot at that second day. But that second shot's going to be a big spot. But I'm a big fan of Dory Jackson going into year 2. Brand new defense, but year 2. Let's see, because next year, he'll be in a contract year 2, so you got to think ahead. We'll see what happens with Cordell Flott. Maybe he's the long-term solution. Aside from that, what else we got? What else are one of your points, Nikki? You said you have multiple points. We got Dory as one of your points. Who else is one of your points?
I want to know what everybody thinks about all this Jimmy G talk. Would you go for it?
No.
I feel like there's no.
They're live right now.
We're live. You guys want to come on?
They're getting their challenge right now.
But Jimmy G, though, I don't see the point of that.
I'm a no on that.
Yeah.
Jimmy G is highly overrated to me. He's been in great situations, and he's succeeded in an offense which is run by a coach who learns how to design and takes 6-rounders and makes them Pro Bowlers and gets them over 1,000 yards. So he does really, really well, regardless of who it is. I think the same scheme kind of falls in for your quarterback. He does a really, really good job of setting up that offense. Same way Sean McVay does. They have talent, but they're good designers. They're good innovators. So the Jimmy G talk to me is complete and utter garbage and nonsense. I don't know him as a person. Seems like a douche, to be honest with you.
He's a good-looking douche.
A douche is a douche, but I'll leave
He's
that
a
one up.
good-looking douche.
I'll leave that up to Nikki. I'm indifferent about his looks. But at the same time, I think 0 chance. If you give it a percentage, it's 0. It's negative. If you could go negative, there's no chance that's happening. We're not going to trade for him. We're not taking on that contract. There's no reason to give up draft capital when you're trying to obviously look at a guy who's on a 1-year deal anyway. Like, you're trying to look at a 1-year guy and say, what can I do with this? So absolutely, that's a no-go. Jimmy G's a no-go.
There's a lot of chatter about it, though.
the chatter and fodder is coming from the media because, like, why stick with Daniel Jones for one more year? Just do a full reset. He's already shown you what he is. Why are you wasting a year? That's really media fodder. Aside from that, I'm absolutely good on that. 100%. 0% on Jimmy G. Nothing on Jimmy G for me.
Okay, so speaking of the media, how did you feel about the extreme views on Daniel Jones's performance at training camp so far? It was either the best he's ever looked or the worst he's ever looked.
I mean, everyone's too high or low in training camp, right? One good play, oh my God, the greatest. One bad play, oh my God, a bust. Let's take Andrew Thomas, for example. Hard rookie year, and now he's trending towards All-Pro. Be patient. Let people actually develop. Let them adjust. People melted down about Evan Neal getting beat and looking bad on like a handful of plays. All right. What about all the other plays he wasn't looking bad on, right? We just want to talk about the 3 or 4 where he looks bad. He is now flipping to right tackle after playing left tackle for a season. He's adjusting to NFL speed, NFL moves, and hello, Kayvon Thibodeau is in a scrub. O'Shane Zimenez, different conversation. I think he's a scrub, but Kayvon is not. So from that standpoint, not too high or too low, right? Let's see what happens with the preseason against other defenses, right? Other offenses. Give it a week or 2, and then you'll really see. But remember, I expect him to be way better in the second half than in the first half. Because last year, I think it was Penei Sewell, right? He struggled in the first half mightily. Second half became dominant. So be patient with Evan Neal. Be patient with even Kayvon Thibodeau, right? Success is not immediate. There's only a handful of guys that come into the league and just dominate out of the gates. It's not the norm. So just be patient. The cornerstones are there. The people are there. We're going to get there. But back to Mark and everyone talking about that. Sarah mentioned Pat Leonard. That guy is the worst.
Oh, my God, he's the worst.
I don't think anybody likes him or respects him. I don't know how he's got credentials or a job whatsoever.
I'd really like to know how he has his credentials because he's so negative, constantly. That was awesome. I think he has my dad.
Kadarius Toney was laughing at him. Dabes doesn't like him. Jones Shane told him to reflect on what he just said because of that trash at that press conference.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, that's one of the guys where, again, don't fall in love with the media. They have their narratives. You got certain guys who are loyal to the organization and team, so they push a little bit of a John Mara message. They push the greater good message. They push other guys out, a la Odell, right? All these little fake spots about who he was, and you never heard it from a player. If you don't hear it from the guys in the locker room, it's not legit to me. The guys in the locker room will tell you. If you don't hear it from them, it's not legit.
What else we got in the chat? I can't see. All the way back here.
We got Sarah talking about the media being fake, which they are, again, especially the Pat Leonard. What else we got topic-wise? What are we talking about besides, we talked about McFadden not being great. What are we thinking about the safety situation, right? Dane Belton goes down. He was looking to be that third safety in a starting role in that Wink Martindale defense. Doesn't look like he's going to be available to at least maybe around week 4, right? Somewhere around there.
He doesn't need surgery, so that's good.
Yeah. So if he heals, you're looking at we're in 5 weeks out. 5 weeks out, he's going to need about 6 to 8. So I think maybe week 4 again doesn't need surgery, which is good. So if he heals and he can be ramped up, they're saying he's really good in the classroom, very mature. So that's at least a plus. But I think getting Dane Belton back is really cool. Shout out to Papa Belton. I've been talking to his dad. His dad's super cool guy, great guy. I believe Dane Belton's going to be here today. So if you see him, his pops told me to shout him out, give him a message, which I absolutely will do. Great kid, looking forward to him. But right now, I guess your third safety becomes, Andrew Adams, even though he's barely played in 2 years. How much do you trust the guy who's barely played in 2 years? They're going crazy over here. That's Craig. That's Craig arguing with people. But they just picked up another safety. I think it was Maters from Cleveland yesterday. And then we also have the option. What are they going to do with Cordell Flott? Do they move that piece around a little bit? Do they think about moving around Julian Love in different spots? So definitely in that vicinity of moving around. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Whoever's here, give us a shout. What topic, what person, what interest, what's grinding your gears? Where are we at? Are you going to be on your way? Are you coming to FanFest at all? Feel free to chime in. Again, we're live here. We're just streaming. We're talking. The belt is here. It's beautiful. Look for it. all the time on Twitter. Appreciate you. We got people recording here, so it's great. It's hot. Here we
It
go.
is hot.
So they got Xavier with the green dot. He will be all over the place. Love has been practicing with the green dot. It'll be interesting, right? I think Wink is trying out different things. I believe, who was the safety with the Ravens? Weddle. Weddle had the green dot. He ran Wink's defense before, and Wink did a really cool thing. And I tweeted about that Wink got Xavier McKinney in touch with Eric Weddle. And over the summer, they've been talking about how to run Wink's defense. So that's always a good leg up, right? A guy who was a Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, knows how to run a defense that Wink wants. Big win for us to get that kind of input from an outsider. Absolutely excellent. Outsider, at least not with the organization or team, but insider on the actual defense, the play of it. So that's going to be a big pick. Xavier McKinney should be pushing towards at least a Pro Bowl, if not all pro. I think they put out a list of the top 10 safeties, and he didn't make it. I'm pretty sure that's nonsense. I don't think there's 10 safeties better than him.
Well, you know what, though? The thing with Wink Martindale is that's exactly what he does. He's got guys all over the field, and that's what he did with the Ravens, right? It is confusing for the opposing offense. So, and he runs a sack-happy defense. So I am super excited to see what he's going to do for this defense. And the players have all bought in. They are excited to play in this aggressive style defense.
So what do you think about this level of talent today, right? You got Kayvon Thibodeau, right? You got Leonard Williams inside. You got Aziz Ojulari. You got Ellison Smith, right? You got O'Shane Zimenez. You got Jihad Ward. Is this potentially one of the better pass rush groups we've had in a while to potentially get to the quarter? Not just get a pressure, move him on the spot where he rolls out and dumps it off, but I mean actually push him back or drop him down and affect the throw. Is this one of the better groups of edge rushers we've had in a while?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. And I think Wink is going to pull it out of them. I think there's a lot of young talent on this team to be excited for and depth, right? Something this team hasn't had in a long time is depth. So they have that. Seeing it in person is totally different. And speaking of that, once I saw Saquon at camp, I tell you, he's back. I said he was coming back. He's back. That quickness, that explosiveness is 100% back, especially when you see it for yourself with the eye test.
And to add on what you're saying, they added a lot of speed on defense. Right? Micah Mcfadden is speed. Kayvon Thibodeau first step is speed. Carter Coughlin's coming back healthy. Speed. And it'll be interesting to see who actually makes the linebacker group or the edge rush group between linebackers and whoever's getting their hand in the dirt. So we'll see who they actually end up carrying and who's going to be on the team. But they definitely added speed. Don't forget a healthy Cam Brown was a good leader and a potential Pro Bowler on special teams. So incrementally getting some guys back, just health-wise, is going to be a big one. A healthy Saquon, again, go back in time. 2018 was not a decade ago. What he did with that putrid O-line and that putrid offense was extremely impressive. Over 2,000 all-purpose yards. Before even the season he got hurt and played hurt, he had over 1,000 rushing yards. Still productive. We can talk about positional value all day. We can talk about his draft all day. Should. We're past that. Move past that. He's on your team. Let's talk about what he can actually do. And he's been smoking Tay Crowder, good and bad. Everybody should be able to smoke Tay Crowder. He's not good in coverage. So I want to see him actually, take on somebody else who can drop back. A Dane Belton when he's healthy, Cordell Flott when he's healthy. Dane Belton can carry tight ends out of that when he's healthy. Take a look at those kind of guys to pick up somebody out of the backfield. But he'll actually be running routes out of the backfield, not these stupid-ass flats where he just runs to the sticks and hopes nobody wants to cover him. Just those stupid Jason Garrett prayers.
Oh, my God. Jason
where,
Garrett offense. Like
where
1942
if it's 3rd and 2, Shep is running 1 yard out for some reason.
We all knew it was coming. That's the thing. If you know at home what the play is going to be, you know for sure the opposing team knows it.
And we talked about this last night, and I was getting on Shep for that. And somebody chimed in and said, nope, that's not Shep. That's just the Jason Garrett offense, where if it's 3rd and 7 and he tells you to run 6, he doesn't want you going out of sight of 6. He wants you to take the 6 and then turn upfield. Even if somebody's right on you, or there's a loss of yards, depending on how, you curl off the top of your route where the ball is thrown. So absolutely god awful. Glad that's gone. There'll be actual routes coming through. Sarah threw, and this is a great question for Nikki. Kenny G for Jimmy G?
You're just telling everybody to just.
It's a great question from Sarah. I mean, I'm gonna let you take that. I know those are both your guys. You got a good-looking douche versus Kenny G. Now, money-wise, that one actually more or less kind of offsets itself.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know how many draft picks that has to be a 1-to-1. I'm not trading draft picks at all.
No.
So as a 1-to-1, would you pull that trigger? I'm still saying no.
No, I'm not going to
Still
pull
not
the
doing
trigger.
that.
No, I'm still not doing that.
Yeah,
I will
'cause
roll
again-
with Kenny G.
Listen, 17 games, make or break. This is Daniel Jones' time. I give him 8 to 10 games because if it goes really bad, they'll pull him. I am happy to say he will get pulled if it looks really bad.
He will. And just so everybody's aware, Tyrod Taylor looks, and we expect this, he looks really comfortable out there. And we know because he knows Brian Dable's offense, he looks really good. So in the event that something does happen with Daniel Jones, I think you can feel comfortable. I feel really comfortable having Tyrod Taylor in there. Webb didn't look so great, but Tyrod Taylor, yes.
Well, Davis Webb is on his way to be a coach anyway, right? He was ready to be a coach in Buffalo until he got this opportunity. So he's a future player coach anyway, which is good. But in the sense of, like you said, for Tyrod, if you're going to pull Daniel Jones or you feel like by week 8, 9, 10, it's kind of already over, there's no reason just kind of keep watching this kid for 6, 7 more weeks, right? You pull the rug, you call it a day, you got Tyrod on a 2-year deal, right? So he's your bridge now. You lead with him going forward. You draft your rookie, and then whenever you bring in that rookie, that's on you, right? You could do it a la Eli Manning, pull him in week 4, 5, 6. You could do the Joe Burrow. Hey, you're coming up week 1. It's really dependent on the organization, how they feel, how ready he is, the talent pool, the translation. We saw Trey Lance sat for a long time, and now he's finally going to get to play. So it's also very, very dependent. Aaron Rodgers sat for a while behind Brett Favre, right?
Yes.
Much older time. Sure enough, the turnaround is much quicker, but it all be dependent. But as a Giants fan, best case scenario, you want Daniel Jones to progress because the hardest position to ever fill is a quarterback. So if you found yours, be happy. That's the biggest thing you could do. I got no problem paying him. Be happy. But if Daniel Jones balls out, what would you do here, Nikki? Do you give him the long-term deal? Do you franchise him and say, prove it again? Because that's really my thing.
I think you would franchise him and say, prove it again. I would not feel comfortable just on one good year to extend him.
Would you kind of do, and I've said this before, Daniel Jones gives me Blake Bortles vibes, like Blake Bortles 2.0, even though, if we're being honest, Blake Bortles statistically was much better than Daniel Jones. And they did have a winning team, and they did make a playoff run. Daniel Jones and the Giants subsequently as a team, nowhere close to that at this point. But he gives me Blake Bortles 2.0. So do the Giants say, well, we don't want to do the franchise tag and tie up money, even though we have it. Do you do like the 3-year deal and kind of front load and then be able to snip them by year 2 and say, let's see?
Yeah,
or,
I guess you could do that. I would not go any longer.
I'm going with the 1-year franchise, to be honest with you. But you hit a weird conundrum, right? Daniel Jones goes medium, doesn't go off. Saquon Barkley.
We talked about that.
Right? Now you got 2, and we talked about this on the podcast when Nikki was there. If you got potentially a couple guys in contract years, you can only franchise one. And you have to franchise one. Which one are you franchising? Which one are you paying? Or do you just say, look, man, we love you, Saquon. It was great, but we just can't pay running backs in today's game.
I know. It's tough.
What do you do?
It's really tough.
Gun to your head, what are you doing?
Oh, my gosh. I feel like you just can't spend that money on a running back.
What is the maximum average you're willing to give a Saquon? 15, 12, 8? What's the maximum number you're willing to say, you know what? On a 4-year deal, 3 to 4 year deal, but I'm going to front load it, right? So I can get out if I need to. On the 3 to 4 year deal, what's the number I have to give to feel comfortable as an organization? You know, I can live with this deal.
I'm not a fan of giving running backs a lot of money. I'm really not.
3,
their shelf life.
I'll give you a number.
Really not like.
Let me give you a number. 3 years, 40 million, 22 guaranteed. No? What would you renegotiate?
That's just like too much money.
3
for a
years,
running back.
3 years, 35, 20 guaranteed.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
So there's your ballpark, right? And again, look at Deebo Samuel's extension, right? The most interesting thing about this is for his extension, I think 70% was guaranteed money.
It was,
And
yeah.
that's what moved the needle on the
Yeah.
extension. So again, if the NFL is smart and you want these shorter term deals, you got to pay these guys, because if they get hurt, they're not getting another deal. So they want their money, but you want flexibility. So you gotta meet halfway. We know the salary cap is real to an extent, so you got to be able to maneuver with that. Craig, welcome back. You ready to tap back in?
Sup? What are we talking about?
We're talking about potentially, if you have to give Saquon a deal, right? I threw a number out there to Nikki. 3 years,
Chubb deal.
35,
Yep.
22 guaranteed, 20 guaranteed.
Yep.
She
Chubb
says
deal.
maybe. She
No.
says maybe.
He won't take it. He won't.
He won't take it,
He
but
won't
I need
take
some,
it.
he,
Yeah.
no, because he
You got to
might
go
give him
the,
more.
the Chubb money.
Okay.
The deal that Chubb got would be the best you could go.
If I'm going past 3 years, the fourth year's got to be a void or an out.
Never
I can't go past
Can't
3
go
years.
past
So yeah, come on in there.
And he has to ball out this year. He's got to have a phenomenal year. Yo, use that beer pong table in good health, my friend. Maurice, welcome. I like these guys. Good guys. What it would be to be 21 again, right? Well, you're only 21. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I've got to come
All
in here more
right.
often.
So we talked about Barkley. Let's Chris. We talked about it. I said, no, wait, stay.
No, Nikki,
Stay. Chris.
Craig's sick of me.
No.
It's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. I mean, like, in fact, you could do this. Slide that one in the center.
Get all of us in here.
Yeah. Look. All right. So
Let's have a threesome.
they were talking.
Hey.
It's a
Wow.
kid. It's a kid show. It's a kid show.
Listen,
It's a kid show.
I come from 3rd and 3 podcasts. We don't.
Oh, they talk a lot about threes.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So we talked about Lemieux. We talked about Jones. We talked about receivers when you guys were gone. We talked about how great of a year Lemieux is having now that he's multifaceted, can actually play center. We talked about Austin Allen. We talked about Bellinger. The only thing that we haven't talked about is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Is our receivers look pretty good in camp because our defensive backs aren't that great. So my question to you two is that was from like the back row with Zain. Is this going to be a year where we have a good enough pass rush to cover that up, or my fellow rushers, or are the DBs going to step up? What comes first? Is the pass rush going to bail out the corners, or are the corners going to step up and have a great year? Go ahead, Nikki. What do you think?
No, I think the corners are going to step up and have a great year. And you know
Woo!
why? Because I saw it in person last week. There is a lot of great young talent
What's up, man?
on this team that I am super excited about. They are excited. They have bought
Doing
in.
good. How are you?
I'm excited for Wayne Martin.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
just
Me
like-
too.
He's going to have his defense all over the place. And, you know, we haven't had depth and a lot of young talent in a very, very, very long time. So just being there and interviewing the players, I can tell you guys with confidence, they've all bought in.
That's great. And Nikki, you make a great point about Wink Martindale. You know, Wink Martindale last year, when he had that depleted secondary, he couldn't do a lot of stuff. They were still getting beat.
Yes.
So I think he understands if he doesn't have the horses, you're not going to see guys running free as much as we think, because I think he's going to counteract that and know to back off a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not going to go into he's not going to go into a big fight with bows and arrows.
No,
He's gonna understand that he has to do what's best for the team. And if he has to be a little bit laid back and a little, play the little more of a umbrella type defense, he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to send the horses and send everybody if what we all anticipate if guys are struggling. But my concern is Aaron Robinson. If he were to go down, then we might be in a little trouble.
Let me ask both of you this real quick. Right, I'll throw it out there. What is an opposing offense going to do when Dexter Lawrence is flashing right up the middle, because that's his only job? Shoot right up the middle. And then Leonard Williams says, "You're too small for me, buddy, and I'm going to shoot too." And then Kayvon Thibodeau says, "Buddy, I'm running right around this sucker." And the Z says, "Guess what? I had 8 sacks and I'm going to keep going." So what are you going to do when that group starts pushing up a little bit and helps everybody out? Let's think about that a little bit.
What do you think, Nikki? The good points, right?
Yeah, they're good points, but I'm going to stick with my point. I'm going to stick with my side.
That's it. I agree. And you know what? I would love to see a Dexter Lawrence or Leonard Williams at that technique 0.
Yeah.
Line them right up at the center and take them, because that's where they can be really effective. And I think Wink's going to do that. He's going to move those guys around.
I have to tell you, Dexter Lawrence, who was at the podium last week, he said the goal is playoffs. And so somebody had asked, they were like, well, is that a realistic goal, right? And I'm like, stop, you're making media look bad, right? Like, why are you asking me stupid questions? And he said No, the goal is playoffs. We are all in. It is realistic. That is what this team is doing.
Well, you
We
hope you hear
aspire.
that from a coach. I don't want to hear anything less than we're going to make the playoffs,
that
because
was
this is
Dexter
what it's all
Lawrence
about.
saying it. Yeah.
And with 17 games, you got 9 home games. They
Yeah.
play Green Bay in London.
Yeah, that's right.
I know Rodgers is all world. We all bow to Rodgers, but he lost Devontae Adams. They're going overseas. There's no reason they can't come home for a victory. I mean, why not? Teams get beat week in and week out that don't expect it. You all know it from those pools you're in. You know, the what are they called? The dead pool, the
Yeah,
killer
sur-
pools?
suicide.
Survivor.
Suicide.
There's always the team that shouldn't win wins.
Did we think Jacksonville was going to beat Indy last
Right.
year?
No,
No,
absolutely
came
not.
out of nowhere. So listen, I'm tired of this whole I'm not. Listen, I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the greats, but him personally, I can't stand the guy.
A lot of people feel that way.
I just can't
I
stand
hear
him.
you. I hear you.
can't stand
And
him.
that's why, and a lot of fans have said this. It's great getting the Titans week 1. Yeah, they had the home field advantage and went 12-5, or were they 13-4? But it's get them early before they get on track. Stop Henry, and you know what? With our secondary, Ryan Tannehill beat us, right?
I'm not a Ryan Tannehill
No,
fan.
I'm
at
not afraid of
all.
him. I don't think the
if
Giants
you
are.
guys saw 3rd and 3, I went off that week. We did our quarterback rankings, and I said, Ryan Tannehill, he just hands it off. Derrick Henry literally carries that offense. So you know what? I'm not afraid of the Titans. Bring it on.
And the nice part is Wink being with the Baltimore Ravens,
Yep.
Dable being with Buffalo.
Yep.
They know what they're doing against this AFC
They
team because
know
they play them
exactly what
often.
to do. They know
So
exactly what to
I think
do.
the game plan will be on target. Get them early, and let's hope for like a giant 20-16 victory.
Oh man,
That's what I'm
that
thinking.
would be so nice.
Wouldn't that be
I
nice?
just want the season to be in play around Halloween, right?
Oh, Nikki, I have a saying. Every October, I'll say, can the leaves at least be orange before the
I
Giants
know,
are out
right?
of it? The
Please.
leaves are green, and they're
Please.
like 1-6.
Yeah.
Can we at least be like in the
No,
ballpark
this
this
is
year?
how sad it's been for the past few years, right? So my birthday is September 3rd. I'm only saying that so you can all wish me well and bring me gifts. No, but and then week 1 starts. So I'm amped, right? I'm like, okay, so my birthday, it's week 1, and then 2-3 weeks later, I'm like, oh my god.
It sucks.
It
doesn't
sucks.
It sure
Season
does.
sucks by
We've been
October.
dealing with this for a long
I'm
time.
like, this is
Yep.
no, it's the worst. So
Yep.
please, can we just get through October?
And Giants fans and Rush fans, think of this. If the Giants were to go 1-0, that would be the first time that they were above 500 since 2016, six years ago.
6
That's crazy.
freaking
Who would think?
years.
And the first time, once in the last 8, right?
Yeah.
Once in the
Zane's right. So I don't know if you heard that. First time in 8 years if you bring it back even further. So I think we're due. And
We're gonna do it.
I think if the Giants were 1-0, MetLife may actually hand out playoff towels because this place would be rocking at 1-0.
God,
It would be
I
a playoff
wish.
atmosphere.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. This
Right.
team is different.
I think so. You feel the vibe. It's different.
I did a Twitter space last night, and we read out all the corners for the Titans.
I heard you do
I
that.
haven't heard of any
Zane,
of them.
come on. Come jump
Probably
in.
the same.
Zane's eating a sandwich. We got to wait a
I
few
haven't
minutes.
heard of any of them.
So what Zayn is saying, he did a spaces last night on Twitter, and he went through all the corners on the Titans. They got some, with Simmons over at the tackle position. They got some good front 7 guys. But when you go to the secondary, these guys can be, can be had. And also the receivers. I know they brought that up also last night, that the receivers losing A.J. Brown. Who's the rookie that's not having a great year? Training camp. Traylon Burks. So he came in a little overweight. He's not really flashing like they thought. So come on, Giant fans. We can take that first week. So let's
think
get
so.
behind him.
Actually,
Right, Nikki?
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm predicting a win.
What's the score, Nikki? What do you think?
I don't think it's gonna be a high score. No, I said a win.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers. We want to get to 20 points eventually.
I know. Can we get to 20? You know what? Might as well. We'll get
What
to
do you
20.
think?
We'll get to 20.
Let's hear a score. Let's put Nikki on the spot.
17-20.
All right.
Giants.
2017 Giants.
Yep.
I'll take it. That's fantastic. All right. What's good?
What's up,
Let's
guys?
go. We have a few people.
How are you?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
We have a gentleman here in the white shirt, 91, representing a little Justin Tuck.
Teach him to play. Oh, he's like, I got it. He's going to teach you how to play that game.
So we got beer pong tables, some football 21. If anybody's in the area, come to G14. We're here with Nikki, with Zane, with Craig, a few other people hanging out. So please come out and hang out with us. I know the scrimmage kicks off at 7. We're right about 5:45 right now. So if you're in the area, please swing by. We got some good giveaways.
Yeah,
And
come say
Craig
hi.
is ready to jump in a second. Hopefully Zane is done with his sandwich. All right, he's showing the game. We're playing a little football 20. Go ahead, Nikki. You take it away. Pretend this is your 33 podcast. You
Oh,
run
God.
the show. What do you
For
want
my
to talk
33
about,
podcast,
Nikki?
We
What's
talk about everything.
what's on your mind,
We talk
Giants?
What's on my mind, Giants?
Yeah.
wise. Well, I'm sick and tired of the Jimmy G talk. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's really annoying. I don't understand why you would go and get Jimmy G. In my opinion, he's not going to make that much of a difference. And if you roll with Daniel Jones for one more year.
Good point. Yeah.
Like I just every time you look at social media, it's like Giants for Jimmy G, and it's just like I don't want to hear about it anymore. Shut up! Like, do you really think it's going to make that much of a difference?
You know, Jimmy G had a good running game, had a great defense, and one of the things that everybody gets enamored with Jimmy G is that when he's on, but he doesn't throw for a lot of yards. But when he's on, but he makes a lot of, I want to say, Jones-type interceptions.
Yeah.
He can't stay healthy. It's almost like an enigma of Jones and Garoppolo.
It's like a microcosm. Like, it's
I know.
like,
So
yeah.
do we exchange one for the other?
No, that's my whole point.
Right.
If Jones is not the guy, which I don't think he is, then just start over.
Yeah.
Start over.
Well,
That's what I said. Just start over. I don't understand. Like, what? Okay, a healthy Jimmy G. I think Daniel Jones can get us to like 9 wins. So Jimmy G, what gets you 10?
Frisco is a better team, better all-around team.
Yeah.
So if you put Jones on that team and he stays healthy, maybe Jones goes 10-7, 11-6.
Yeah.
So two totally different teams. You know, Jones could kind of do similar.
That's what
You know,
I'm saying. They're not
catch
that
up.
different. So to
Right.
me, to go get a Jimmy G doesn't make sense.
right? No, I'm with you, Nikki. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, what you're feeling on? Let's go back. Let's go to the running back position. Are you high on Breida backing up Barkley, or do you hope that maybe some of these other guys make a Brightwell or Antonio Williams? Do you what's your feeling on the running back position?
So, and I was saying before, hi guys, what's up? What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
come check it
come
out.
on, come
Swing
on.
by. This is Zain. Come hang out, please.
Yeah, come hang out with us. Oh, we got a Barkley fan right here. But seeing him in training camp, Brian Dable said in the morning, his explosiveness is back, his quickness is back. It absolutely is. Like, he is coming back. And I said that months ago. He's on the comeback. And now that I got to see him in person,
Oh, good.
he's going to have a good
So,
year.
Nikki, you were there last Saturday,
I was there Tuesday, and I'll be there this Tuesday.
and that was great. They were in pads. All right. First impression, who caught your eye? Forget what you read and what you saw. What was the first thing that kind of said, oh, you know what? I like this guy looks good, whoever it might be.
Darius Toney. Yeah, I was like,
So
wow.
you're hearing, sure.
Yeah, I was like, he's out here looking nice, real nice. I think the chemistry with him and Daniel Jones, they got to work on that. Was throwing just a little too high. They kept missing each other. So I think they can work on that. But you know what? Tuesday I went there and I was like, eyes on the wide receivers. I had to, I've been hating on Kenny Golladay for weeks now, so I had to. But Kadarius Toney looks fire.
And what were your thoughts on Golladay, seeing him up close?
Well, I didn't get to see him do any teams because I had CJ Ward in for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so he only did his individual drills. We're good.
Mhm.
But again, separation is a concern. He's never been that type of player. And hopefully Tuesday I will get to see him play in
Right.
team.
Yeah. And you know what, Nikki? I mean, even though Golladay doesn't get that separation, the one thing as us fans, we want to see him get the ball at least in the red zone, right? Get that corner.
Can you
you
lay
know.
out for it?
Yeah. Well, I know that wasn't good to see, but we want to see him get that contested catch in the corner of the end zone. I mean, he's that red zone target
Yeah.
that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is going to be a little different this year. And I think with Kafka and Dable, they understand that. And what I like, what we've read and heard, is that they don't like to put this square peg in the round hole. They want to use those strengths of those guys, the guys that are on the roster, to what they do best. And that's what Golladay does best.
Yeah.
He gets the contested catches. He'll fight for the ball. And he's a good blocker downfield for
He's
Barkley.
huge.
So
I
that
gotta tell you,
you
we
put
see him
together.
in person, right?
Right.
I was like, we almost got
Yeah.
taken out on the sideline. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Just huge guy in person. I did request to interview him. I'm going to request it again.
Oh,
I'll request it on Tuesday. I want to talk to him about, okay, you're coming into your second year, right? You're a veteran in this locker room. There's a lot of young talent on this team. So what are you going to do to take that step?
if you get that interview, you got to let us know, Nikki.
Of course,
Please.
of
All right,
course.
good,
I put the
good.
request in.
We definitely want to see
Listen,
that.
they tell you, and then they're like, oh, no, not available, or they're in the shower. So,
Yeah.
we get who we get.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to try again. And if anybody out there wants me to specifically watch a player or try to ask them something, or
Ooh.
just let me know, you guys. I answer my DMs. These guys know that. I'm always answering on Twitter. So,
They are.
yeah.
And by the way, Sunday, I do have 4 passes available for this Sunday, the 7th. If anybody needs any passes for training camp, yes, Zain, Belt Guy, Zane's going to be there. Spartan Mike's going to be there. So you can definitely, see them there. But if you need passes, please just DM me. No problem. I'll transfer them over to you. So That's this
Such a
Sunday,
nice
the 7th.
group we are.
Yeah, well,
Look
you
at
know, we're
us.
givers.
We are.
Hey, we appreciate all them,
Yes.
you know, watching us and
Yes.
listening to us. So
Yes.
whatever we can do to, you know, put a
Gotta
smile
give
on their
back.
face.
Of course, that's what
Yeah.
it's about.
That's right.
I know.
At this point, Nikki, you're probably sick of me. Craig is just like, he's gone off on his
I
own.
know. He's a rebel, this one.
Excuse me, Craig, the party's over. They're calling for you here. All your followers.
They want the slow-mo hair.
The king.
They want the hair tones. There you go. That's what they
So,
want.
Craig, let me bring you up to speed.
He wears the hat when he does the show.
I always wear the hat.
Joe?
He whips
That's
it up.
Nick.
Oh, Nick. All right. I gotta say hello. But what we were just to get you up to speed, we were talking a little Galladay, we were talking a little Barkley, we were talking a little Garoppolo, Jones. It's kind of an enigma.
Does anybody really?
Well, sit
All
down.
right, all right, all right. Sit down.
Vicky made a great point.
You come back.
I'll talk to
Oh,
you later.
all right.
Hey, nice meeting you.
You too.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
So,
Come back later.
I'll come back.
so for everybody out there just
What
tuned
time
in,
you
but
gonna go in or no?
I haven't decided yet.
so Craig, just to bring you up to speed, I'll let Nikki take over.
Are we not going to?
Whatever. We'll have to
Are
talk
we
about it in a
late?
second.
I think
don't
we're
know,
missed it.
probably, but let's still say.
Okay.
But one of the
Were we supposed to give one away?
we gotta find somebody. Yeah, we gotta.
It's 5:40.
Oh my gosh. All right. So real quick, Nikki was talking about great point. Garoppolo and Jones are kind of like an enigma. They're one and the same. They make stupid interceptions. It just so happens Garoppolo's with a great defense, right?
Yep.
If Jones was on Frisco, maybe Jones wins 11 games.
No.
What do you mean no? You don't think so? I think he would win 10 games if he was with that defense.
Garoppolo doesn't
And
have
that
the kill.
offensive line.
Garoppolo doesn't have that killer instinct, right? But what he has is this like this West Coast swag going because he played for Brady, right? Like he has this swag to him. Doesn't lead to wins, but I don't see Garoppolo making much of a difference here, and I don't think that Jones goes out. Jones is his own worst enemy, no matter where he goes. I think Garoppolo just happens to be Kirk Cousins, but better looking.
He is fine.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He is.
Where's Chris? Chris, how many years did Garoppolo play before he got traded? You remember?
Maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
gotta look it up.
I
It
just
wasn't long.
my opinion is that Garoppolo has a little swag, doesn't make him a better quarterback. I think he's not afraid to make mistakes. He's a little bit more poised. He still does. He's not a gunslinger. I don't think he's going to win you a Super Bowl, but like he doesn't make the same dopey mistakes, but he's injury prone. And so is Jones. So I don't see Jones as like going to San Francisco and making that team any better. I think Garoppolo is better than Jones.
And he just had
But-
He
shoulder
make the
surgery.
Giants better. I don't think so.
No, I mean, listen, side by side, Jones is a better athlete.
3 years with New England.
3 years. I think Jones is a better athlete than Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Jones. I think that Garoppolo has more game experience. He played in big spots. He played on New England Patriots. Like, this is it. Jones is who Jones is. But you're hoping that, you know what? We said it earlier. I hope Jones can be Garoppolo or Jones can be a Cousins. What do you think of you right now? Cousins or Jones?
Cousins.
Right?
You said Cousins.
We all said that. We all said
Until
that.
further notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like, you know, and I've said this before that you guys are always complaining about people getting paid. There are 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks in the NFL getting paid that will never win you a Super Bowl. So we can't sit around and complain about who gets paid because there's 10 franchise quarterbacks that are top echelon. Then there's a second wave of quarterbacks that are like, they're okay, but they're getting paid like they could take you to the Super Bowl. Okay, that's where Jones falls in. Then there's this second, and then the third rung of quarterbacks that are never winning you a Super Bowl. Okay, and those guys don't get paid. But that middle group of quarterbacks, like Kyler Murray, Cousins, you know,
Tannehill, you want to put in?
Tannehill, like that middle group with a great defense and some good pieces could get you to the playoffs. But don't think for 1 second that middle group isn't being paid. That middle group, Kyler Murray has never taken the Cardinals to a Super Bowl. Write it down. Not happening. Just overpaid him by $1 bazillion. And that's B-I-Z, bazillion. Okay? And that guy is not going to take you to the Super Bowl. And either is Tannehill or either is Cousins. Those guys are never taking you to the Super Bowl. Okay? But guess what? They're getting paid like they can take you to the Super Bowl. So you choose. You don't have to pay Jones, but are you going to guess right this year? What's the cat's name from Kentucky?
Robinson?
No, the quarterback.
Mahomes?
Quarterback.
Oh.
Mahomes.
No,
The guy right
not
now.
Kentucky,
Oh,
not
Kentucky.
Kansas City.
Oh, it is Kansas.
Levis.
Levis.
Yeah, you think Levis? You're going to gamble on Levis because he's going to be cheap. Okay, that's fine. You know, I don't know what the answer is, but I don't want anyone to sit here and tell me that those middle rung quarterbacks will take you to the Super Bowl. Those cats get paid like they could take you to the Super Bowl, and Murray and Cousins and Tannehill and the cat from Texas, the Texans. Forget that young dude's name. Mills. Yeah, those guys are never Tua. Those guys are never taking you to a Super Bowl. They aren't.
And Murray just and Murray lantern flies. And Murray just got the extension, which even raises the bar even further. So,
He just Murray, which I deem Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse just completely stole a lot of money.
And how about in his contract? He's required to read a certain.
Oh my God, it's embarrassing.
Oh, they did take it out.
Yeah, after all the backlash. Hey, did you guys see the belt guy? Did you come take a picture with the belt guy? That thing is
He
fierce.
showed it off, right? Zain?
Yeah,
Oh.
everybody. Like, did you guys actually see this thing? Look at this thing. That thing's badass. Here, get closer. I want you to come right up in the camera. Show him that thing.
Crotch.
we talked about that already.
Craig likes crotch.
All right. Pretty cool. Come take a picture with the belt guy. Hang out with us.
We're gonna have to move one of those over.
Yep. And guess what Tuesday is, folks? Tuesday is David Wilson. Nikki's stopping by. Joe Becker, wherever Joe Becker may be. Joe Becker said he was hanging out with us, but they moved us out of L. Wind's picking up. And Joe Becker's going to be on. If you don't know, Joe Becker's a stand-up comic. So we're going to get some jokes, probably at my expense, but that's okay. I got all sorts of things flying at me. I'm going to, let me see what's going on in the chat. What are you guys talking about down here? Nick Cage, oh, playoffs. What are we saying here? What's Mr. C saying? What lot y'all at? We are in G14. Come have a beer. Come play some crazy touchdown 21. I gave away a pong table already for trivia. And the question was, what fullback is blocked for 4 1,000-yard rushers? The answer was Maurice Carthon because he blocked for Herschel Walker in the USFL. I got a whole little family rolling in right here. Hi guys, have a good time. Got all the little peeps are rolling in right now because it's 5:45. They're gonna go watch a scrimmage. Nikki, what time is the third podcast on?
Wednesday at 7.
Wednesday at 7. You can catch Nikki, but you can catch her on Tuesday with us.
And I'll be fresh off of training camp. I'll be back here, so I'll bring you all the training camp.
Training camp
details.
updates.
Yep.
Giants guys brought to you by Astroflave. Yeah, she's going to bring it right to you. So make sure you're there. And David Wilson, which, by the way, I talked to for about an hour on Monday. What a cool dude. Just so you guys know. The guy's majoring in music, so we're going to sample a couple of his tracks that he produces. We're going to talk a little bit about Virginia Tech. We're going to be talking about why he wears number 22. We're going to talk about, his stint as a Giant and the whole flip thing. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. He's a really cool dude. And we all wish, man, you imagine if he had stayed healthy, because that cat could, he was the closest thing to Tiki Barber we've seen in a long time. That cat could fly. So I've got 10-6. So there's probably a lot of you guys are rolling in. I haven't decided if I'm going or not. Chris and I were supposed to go meet Carl Banks and Tyree, and we just totally blew it off. You know what? Isn't it over though at 6?
I'm not sure if Carl and Bob are hanging around just shaking hands. I'm not sure about
Well, we might have to go and check it out. We might have to go in. Yeah. All right. We could do that. So, 1, subscribe to Giants Guys on YouTube. NYGiantsRush.com, where all these guys are supposed to write articles that don't. I just chopped a jab. Just kidding. Michael Stewart, the truth, is always writing stuff. He loves to write. You got Zain. He's got his pain videos. Hey, check this guy out. This guy looks like Carter Coughlin. Watch this guy. Come over here, dude. We're live right now on the show. Oh, that guy right there. Come on, man. You're only live on YouTube and Twitter. Come on. All right, well, Carter Coughlin just came into the stadium 2 hours late. We just saw him walk in, but it was the Carter Coughlin with no tattoos. So maybe it was like Carter Coughlin's younger brother.
maybe it's different. I'm not sure. We go in there and this happening.
I don't know. We've been live. We've done you right. Look, and I see you guys all bailing out. You're like, oh my God, it's 5:45. We got to go inside. All right. Housekeeping. Giants Guys brought to you by Astroflave. Stop with that stuff that you're using in your shake from GNC. It's all full of crap. All right. And you're paying a lot of money for it. Astroflave, all natural, best flavors, no sugar added, shipped right to your house. Get it, use it. All right. Look at this. Look at that shaker. You can't beat that right there. It is a nice shaker. Astroflave. The code is NY Giants Rush. 10% off everything. They'll ship it right to your house. They're awesome. Jersey strong, 5 locations. NY Giants Rush, YouTube, the Giants guys. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks to Nikki and Belt Guy and Chris, which is Nails. Everybody that came back here and played some kind of crazy touchdown 21. All the guys that came and played beer pong. Thanks. I didn't even eat yet. I think there's like sandwiches I didn't even get. I'm not even sure if I close my Jeep doors, they might be open. There might be people sitting in my Jeep right now. I have no idea what's going on. Apologize for being like all late and stuff like that. And I think that's it. Let's go inside and have a great fan fest. All right. Everybody else here, look, that's Chris way back over there. You guys should all go in the back so they can see you before we go. That's Chris.
Thanks, everybody.
See, that's him waving. That's Nikki. That's the belt guy.
What gave it away? The belt.
The belt. All right. And we will see you Tuesday for interview with David Wilson. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
David Wilson. We got
David Wilson.
coming live.
Nikki coming live right from training camp.
And the rest of the group.
Peace.